Hola, mi gente. Welcome to another episode of Latina Mic Drop. Here we talk about being human first in leadership, also identity integration. We are not just being whoever the hell people want us to be here at grandma's, here with mom, here at work, here with our spouse, here with our kids, here with everybody else. We are here to be who the hell we are. And I am your guide to show you how to get to that integration. So, welcome. Today's episode is called The Human Renaissance, Why 2026 Belongs to Leaders Who Feel. I am so sick and tired of people taking my emotions and thinking that I'm overly passionate, that I am not equipped to be a good leader because I feel a lot. I mean, feelings are fucking natural. Feelings are what happens to us every single day. If somebody says something you don't like, you're going to feel a certain way about it. It's just how you react to it that makes the difference, right? It's what you do that makes it go well or creates a freaking situation. So we've survived optimization, we've survived hustle culture, we've survived pretending we're not human at work. And now we're entering something new. I'm calling it the human renaissance. Why, you may ask? Because 2026 will not belong to the loudest leaders or the most polished or the most credentialed. It will belong to the leaders who can feel and lead anyway. So here's the thing. People think that not showing emotion and using AI and technology to read a script is what's going to make you sound professional, polished, and those that are theoretical in nature. I'm not knocking it because you have knowledge. It's all how you use it and how you implement it and how you put it in practice in real life. So some people can't do that. But what's so annoying to me is the fact that, and you tell me in the comments if it's annoying to you too, when we are judged or we are punished for being human. Now, let me tell you a situation that happened to me a few years ago. I think this is the moment where I began crying because somebody hurt me really bad. I had donated vacation days to this person. And then I had to keep this person accountable. And she ended up putting in a complaint about me. And that was the first time that somebody had actually hurt my feelings at work in a long ass time. And so I was so mad that I started crying. I wasn't like crying because it hurt me in a way that like physically hurt me. I was just so pissed off at the fact that this woman would even have the audacity to do this to me. After everything we've been through, after the pandemic, after me helping, but anyways, I never do things to get anything in return. That's not how I roll. But the problem was that in this era that we're entering now, and I'm seeing it every single day where people are using AI. And listen, I use AI too. But the problem is that people don't add context to it, and everybody's starting to sound the same because you're just asking it questions or you're just telling it to do something without letting it know who the hell you are. And some of you don't know who the hell you are because you're being what everybody else wants you to be. So you're responding in a way that will get you results or what you know to be true for right now. And so what I used to do is I used to hide the fact that I was even fucking Mexican. I would not tell people that I'm Mexican. And my parents would tell me, hija, you could tell because tienes el nopal en la frente. right? So a nopal, for those that don't know, is a cacti in your forehead. They'd be like, you could tell that you're Mexican because it's written all over you in a sense, right? That's what they mean by that. And I stopped saying it because somebody called me cheap labor in the office. What happened with that? I stopped sharing that information because this person would literally come into the office and it was me and an African American. And she said to us, this is the cheap labor room. The audacity, right? I mean, this bitch, who the fuck? Like, why would you say that? Why the hell did you think that was okay to say? And back in the day, maybe that was acceptable, but it wasn't anymore. Now, I never complained about it or like, whatever, man. I'm gonna brush this bitch off because then at the end of the day, now 13 years later, I make double what she was making back then when she made that stupid comment. So, what was better? What was better was me just ignoring her ignorance and the fact that she was talking dumb shit as opposed to me being real and really learning and being whatever, like that's the whole thing, right? If I was an emotional dumbass, I could have got myself into trouble and I could have responded in a different way. But I use discernment everywhere I go and in every situation. So I've been a customer service rep and I worked at the airport for 15 years. You know how many people came up to me, even threw their luggage on my feet and literally like have spit on my coworkers. We've been through it. Like people were pissed off at me, wanting to get onto their train, wanting to get onto their plane, wanting to get onto their bus, wanting to get to the rental car, wanting to get to the other terminal, wanting to get on the air train, whatever the hell it was. Now, if I met them at the same emotional place they were, that was going to create havoc, chaos, and we were not going to accomplish anything. And so I've learned to be even keeled, and I'm Mexican. Like, there's no way that I'm not going to interact with people that are going to treat people that come from my background some kind of way. Somewhere along the day, I will meet somebody who will be discriminatory against me. It's just the way it works. That's just the country that I live in. And not everybody is the same. 100%. Not everybody is the same. But if I walk around just acting a fool and meeting them at their ignorance, I am going to screw myself over. So I have control over what I say and I have control over how I respond. And that's the difference. The difference is that it doesn't mean that you don't care. It doesn't mean that you don't go to your car and maybe cry if something was really hurtful. It doesn't mean any of that. What it means is that you think about how you're responding, you think about what you're going to say next, and you think about whether you should respond. I knew that she didn't know anything. I knew that she wasn't going to amount to anything more than what she has. And I knew that it was a whatever, like her trying to speak down to me was irrelevant to me. And actually, that actually helped me build tough skin because I've been that way. Even now, I'm not going to let anybody make me quit or walk out of my job. Like, hell no. I worked too fucking hard to get to this place, like, way too hard. So, no, I am not going to give in to the things. Like I told my kids and I told my wife, don't take the bait, people. Don't take the bait. Don't take the bait. They do this sometimes on purpose to us to try to get us in trouble because they think they have leverage. Now you have to build that on your own and you have to work towards having it so that you have the leverage over these people. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is the fact that a lot of us, I was thinking about this today, all day. The fact is that a lot of us, through the DNI initiatives that we've had in the recent years, we broke out into positions that people didn't want us in. And that now they're trying to get us to go back. Like they say, go back to your country. They're trying to send us back to other positions, right? They're trying to say, go back to what you were doing before. Or you're not, you don't have the skills, the intelligence, you're dumbass, like go back. The reality is that we've earned this spot. And the reality is that we're here whether they like it or they don't. So now it's up to us to maintain where we are, to understand and listen to the environment that we're in. And listen, if you're from the hood like I am, you already know how to deal with cutthroats. You already know how to deal with danger. You already know who's coming for you. You already know what it is to be ganged up on. You already know what the mean bitches, girls, bitches are. And you already know what the hell they're going to do. So why would you freaking quit? Don't do it and don't take the bait. It's all about how you respond. And I want to say that our emotions, right? Me, I grew up in a tough neighborhood. And if I didn't listen to my emotions and I didn't listen to what the heck I was feeling, I would not know that danger was coming. And that's how I knew, and that's how I saved myself from a few different situations, because I knew it wasn't right. And that's the difference. We can read the room way faster than other people can. And if you hold on reacting, right? Some of us are quick to react. Some of us are very quick to react. But if we hold, take a second, digest it, listen, and then respond, and respond with discernment, we are going to be good. We are going to have leverage. We are going to stay in a zone that we can handle. Okay, because a lot of times that's what the heck they want us to do. And let me tell you this, feelings are data, not drama, right? Your feelings, if you're having anxiety, you know that this is information about misalignment. If you have resistance, it's information about safety. Man, I was resisting like crazy, resisting the fact that my executive sponsor had walked out the door. So that resistance was because I was feeling unsafe. I said, damn, my protector is no longer here. Damn, the person that was looking out for me is no longer looking out for me. Damn, now nobody's advocating for me. Oh my God, like now what am I going to do, right? But the good thing is that I have enough leverage that I can manage on my own, and I don't take the bait, and I make sure that I'm working to ensure my own safety. Like, I don't need somebody else to keep me safe. I've been keeping myself safe for 45 years. I'll be good. Frustration is information about boundaries, right? So when we don't have our boundaries set, somebody goes beyond the lines. Somebody does something they shouldn't be doing. Somebody passes the boundary and takes advantage, or somebody does something. So that equals frustration. And then your intuition is pattern recognition learned through lived experience. So we already have the answers to a lot of the stuff, right? Sometimes what we're listening to is fear instead, because that is how we keep ourselves safe. So we're thinking out of protection, but in reality, we need to start zoning people out and just say, okay, Miriam, hey, your name, what am I going to do? Does this even matter, right? Should I be responsive to this? Now, let me tell you something. I don't let anybody fuck with me. I don't let anybody do anything that they shouldn't be doing to me. They may think they have the upper hand in the meeting. They may think they have the upper hand in a setting. They may think they have an upper hand in a situation. But at the end of the day, no. I know exactly what needs to happen, and I know exactly what I need to do in order for things to be right. Sometimes it's about really confronting the issue and talking about it and discussing it. So you being able to analyze the situation, and you being able to analyze what's going on, and you being able to read the room. And listen, we analyze spreadsheets, we analyze reports, we're analyzing everything. We're always analyzing. So we learn how to analyze ourselves even, and we need to be able to do it with the same respect. intuition is not mystical. Like, some people don't like to listen to the intuition, or they say, like, fuck your emotions, like, be disciplined and go on through the day. But I disagree with that, because I feel like I know, right? Like me right now, I'm tired as hell. I'm very tired. But I know the importance of me doing this podcast. And I know that it's super important. So what am I going to do? I'm going to zone it out for a hot second, push through just for a little bit. I'm not pushing through like over exaggerated. I'm not the kind of person that will burn myself out. No. Right after this, I will go to bed and I will be good. So it's compressed experience. So you already know what is happening when your nervous system, and you've already been here before, right? So when high level leaders make decisions, others can't explain it yet because you already know what you're going to do. You're already 2 steps ahead. You already understand what's happening here. So you can read the room and you can make decisions based on that. The great executive sponsor that I had, she could read in between the lines all fucking day. People would tell her something that they didn't like, and she knew exactly what was implicitly being said. That is a freaking skill in itself. And so that's always something you have to be thinking about. And if you don't put yourself in the shoes of other people, you don't have empathy, you're not going to be able to pick up on it. If you think that emotions are no longer necessary, get the hell out of here. And you reading a script without any emotion and not adding your own zest to it or not adding your own energy. And the energy could be calm. It doesn't have to be high energy like me. I'm just a high energy type of person. So you can't really even tell that I'm fucking tired because I'm going to bring it. If I'm going to come and I'm going to do this, I'm going to bring it. And empathy is intelligence. It's anticipation. It's influence. It's seeing 3 moves ahead because you understand people. It doesn't weaken your authority. It sharpens it 100%. And people tend to think that they don't need to talk about it. They don't need to be helpful, that they don't need to care what the other person is saying. Sometimes people say like, well, if they don't like it, tough. We're not living in that era anymore where you could just say something and people are just going to take it and people are just going to do what the hell you tell them to do. Like nowadays, people are going to be responsive and they're going to complain and they're going to say something about it. And they're going to figure out a way to try to get what they want. And this is the thing. It's so key to being a great leader to be able to understand what other people are saying and what they're not saying. And when a person is hiding who they are, that's where we as leaders need to be able to empower them to feel safe. And because that is where creativity and innovation lives. That executive sponsor that I had was the person who unlocked my creativity and my innovation. There's a Miriam before that person and there's a Miriam after that person. And the Miriam after is the person that really developed these great programs, developed these great initiatives, had this great success and still does because I've been maintaining it since. And it really is a powerful person. You become so powerful within yourself. You take your power back. You're no longer gaining power from somebody else, right? Now you're finding it within yourself. And that's exactly what we need to be able to do. And listen, I am your guide. I can help you do that. When I lost her, I had to figure that shit out for myself. And I had to figure out how I was going to do it and how I was going to keep moving on. Now, if this resonates, you're not broken. You're early. So 2026 is around the corner and it belongs to leaders who feel. And if you're listening to this, you're already one of them because we already know that we know who the hell we are. Like, we already know what the heck we're doing. We already know who the hell we want to be. We already know who makes us uncomfortable. We already know the shit we don't want to deal with anymore. We already know the changes we need to make. Now we just need the courage and the integration to be able to do it. So we're going to be human first, no matter what. No matter what system is in place. One thing I've learned is that we don't have systems that are customized to what we currently need. Everybody is so different these days, and the needs of a person is so different and so unique that systems never, ever, ever, rarely are just, take them out of the box and they work. No, everything needs to be customized to a person, to a unit, to a group, to a organization. So this is why this is so important. And this is your girl, Miriam Simon, Latina leadership expert. We will be back next week. Leave me a comment, share if you love this episode, and let's continue to lead human first, because we need to get back to the basics. People don't know how to socialize. People don't know how to get together. People don't know how to do this. People don't know how to do that. People don't even know how to deal with each other or tell each other to their faces what the heck they're fucking thinking, or like, people have no courage, no nothing anymore. It's a very behind the screen type of world. And it's a very, if you don't like it, they complain to somebody else instead of coming to talk to you first. That I am seeing over and over again. It's like, instead of them saying something to you straight on, they go to your boss or they go to your supervisor. Like, what the heck is that? Like, let's work through this first and see if we can't work through this. Then we go to them. But why can't we just be regular people first? So it's your girl, Miriam Simon. This is Latina Mic Drop. See you on the flip side, and we will be back next week for another episode of Latina Mic Drop that drops on Wednesdays. If you're interested, you can have a self-assessment that I am going to add in the comments. Take care.